Okay, so thanks everybody for joining. So Kazim put the notes in the chat. If you haven't seen that, go ahead and add yourself. Who here is it your first time? Hey, Ray.
So I think it's my first time, maybe in a few years, actually. But so I'm here. I'm not new to Kubernetes. In the 123 release lead currently, but I'm actually here because I've reviewed some blogs. So with my SIG docs head on, I've reviewed some blogs that kind of I think that came from SIG ContribEx, like some of the SIG node spotlight. And so I'm just trying to gauge, see if there's any other blogs that is coming up that we should know about. So
awesome. Well, thanks so much. Anybody else first time? Or close enough to first time? All right, there we go. Sorry, I haven't been on for a while, so I don't recognize everyone. Let's kick right off. Updates and big wins. So put stuff in there if you've got something to mention. I'm gonna start with SIG tweets. I'm guessing, Kazim, do you want to talk about this? No, you don't.
Like I have this thing
okay,
to say in the SIG tweets. So we are done with all the tweets that would be done through automation, the contributor tweets one, but there are two tweets on SIG. One is on SIG storage and another one is on SIG ContribEx itself that needs to be go out on thread. So in the document itself, I have tagged it in red. So to be posted in threads, the SIG storage one and SIG ContribEx one. So I guess Caslin or Krish, whoever might be there. So just take care of that. Yeah, good. So that's the update. After that, we can close this document.
Awesome. Thank you. KubeCon tweets.
That one is me.
All right.
Thanks everyone who helped out with the KubeCon tweets. We tweeted out like 40 tweets during KubeCon. And that was all thanks to your help. Definitely couldn't have done that by myself. So thank you all so much for that.
Nice. Okay. Oh, thank God. I thought this was not a real link. Anything else for updates or big wins? Going once, going twice. Moving on. Campaigns in progress. So we have some articles being tracked, and this is actually a link. So let's take a look. I'm always scared when I see my name because I realize I haven't done any work in a while. So we've got one article from Meet Our Contributors. Anything on that?
Yeah, so the article that we wrote as part of Meet Our Contributors blog for the first issue, we got reviews on that, and the reviews were kind of the questions we were sending out to contributors were aligned with what we are trying to get on the article itself. So after that, we revised the questions again. There is a new form that has been shared with contributors. So we are getting responses now, and the thing has to begin now. I guess it will take 1 or 2 weeks more before we come up with another revised version of the initial draft of the article we produced. I guess it's before KubeCon, I sent it in the SIG ContribEx channel with the initial draft, and we have been working on that. So the progress is going good.
Awesome. That's great. We also have a SIG profile for multi-cluster. Do you have anyone here for that?
This is what you were curious about, Ray, is our SIG profile blog post kind of effort. We have this thing where we're trying to create profiles of each of the SIGs and write a blog about them. You can see that it's not super fast, but there is one in queue.
It's good to see.
I know there was an update before KubeCon that Dewan had made some progress on it, but he wasn't quite ready for review yet and was probably going to be ready sometime after KubeCon. And I don't see him on, so we'll have to check on that later.
Okay. Claimed ideas. I actually have to unclaim the one that I've got because I don't have any bandwidth to write anything for the rest of the year. But we've got 8 ways to get started as a Kubernetes contributor. So if you want that, I'll write Matt and get dropped from it. Anything for claimed ideas need to move to in progress, or are we about good? Oh,
Since
sorry,
Ray
let me
is
share
here.
screens. Sorry.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Since Ray is here, I'll mention the one that I've claimed, which has been on there for a while. But we had this idea to write a blog post illustrating out how release processes go, who all the people are who are involved, basically the groups and how they work together is what I'm kind of thinking there. So as a shadow on the release team this time, I'm trying to learn that kind of thing and hopefully produce a blog about it, which I keep forgetting I signed up for, but
Yeah, that would be great. Let me know how I can help out. I'm also, excuse me. I'm also doing a change to some of the documentation that we know how we changed from 4 releases a year to 3 releases a year. So I actually just assigned myself that issue to change some of those docs on GitHub.
Cool. Yeah, that would be a great thing to incorporate into this. I'll keep you informed.
Thank you.
Lost my laser pointer, so I can't point at the screen, which is disappointing. But anything else we want to talk about?
The other thing, let's see here. It's a profiling guide. There's some notes here. Oops, I lost it. There's one more thing on here, shifting Kubernetes contribution to more async. That's an idea for a blog that hasn't been claimed. So just wanted to go through the claimed ideas, which is unclaimed, but it's inclaimed, whatever.
I can't move these things. So we'll have to wait for Matt. All right, cool. Going back here. Discussion updates here. So nothing really to post. Oops.
It's kind of what we went over in the articles. So
yeah.
At least I think, unless anybody else has any in progress campaigns that they want to give updates on. I think there's one thing to mention here, which is what we were planning to focus this meeting on was better defining the roles of this team and updating our shadowing processes, which Matt had written some stuff about, and I don't know where his stuff that he created is, so I don't think we can go over it this time without him. If I got up earlier in the morning, maybe I could have found it, but
I have that link. Just
do you have it?
Oh, nice.
Awesome. Maybe we should go over that then.
Let me put it in the document also.
Or in the chat. Either way, I'll pull it up.
Or both.
Yeah, or both. That's a great idea.
Yeah, cool. Just a minute. Yeah. So this one, I look at in the campaigns in progress.
Got it. This one?
Yes, yes.
So I guess let's just look over this issue together and see what we can learn that he's created so far.
Yeah, let's see. I always like to go to the end first.
Yep.
Okay, so we got a review.
It needs rebase. I think he was talking about this being broken. But we can at least see what he's changed and kind of go over what the plan is and fix the PR whenever it gets fixed.
So yeah, let's look at files changed. Okay, so we're getting rid of editors, I guess. Can I see the full file?
Yeah, he said that he was going to modify some of the titles and roles that we originally created to go with this subproject, because these were created right when the subproject was created, which it wasn't even a subproject at the time. So things have kind of changed, and he wanted to update both the types of roles that we do and have better guidance in here about how we do those roles and how one can grow into those roles. So that's what we should be looking for here. I enjoyed that he added Kubernetes upstream marketing contributor communications team charter.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what to call ourselves.
Okay. This all seems pretty standard. Oh, there we go. Dropping a to-do. So yeah, drop the editor in favor of marketing council. Leadership is divided up between marketing council team members. Looks like we dropped another to-do.
This makes sense. So basically he's saying take the leader roles that we had before and make them into just kind of a council of leaders of the group. That makes sense.
Yeah, here, let's just view the new charter as it is. Is the file? No, I can't. Great.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I think it's fine to kind of look at the things that have changed. Kind
Yeah.
of gives everyone a sense of why we needed this update.
Yeah, this looks nice. I guess I don't personally have any opinions, but I'm also not a reviewer, so no big deal. So I guess, folks, if you're attending and you're interested, put some comments on the pull request. I think that'd be handy. Join us. Join us.
Join us in helping us to define what it is we do here.
Okay, so the marketing council replaces editorial as the role.
Yeah.
Oh, this is new. There we go. Details on the marketing council. So he's got this new handbook, but he keeps marketing council using the editor one, which he probably wants to look at, but. Cool.
So there's like a program lead, a promotion lead, and a liaison lead, which makes a lot of sense to me. So things going on within our group, I assume, for program lead, promotion lead being things like Twitter, handling the Slack bot, things where we promote things, blogs, I guess, as well, maybe. And then liaison is working with other teams like release team, SIG security when we have to work with them. That would be a good role to have, because I also had an idea several months back where we should create some guides. We should work with SIGs like SIG security, where when we have to work with their communications, it's very, there's a lot to know about working with SIG security communications, because we have to be very careful about how we communicate. So it'd be great to have a liaison lead who could maybe work with them and create those guides. So
yeah,
cool.
it definitely seems valuable.
Yeah.
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 Rotating folks is nice.
Yeah.
It's just hard. It's hard to stay focused. Yeah. So he deleted that editor one. So I guess little thing that he'll probably notice when he gets to it, that he's got a bad link for the marketing council now. But otherwise, it looks awesome.
Yeah. So our next step here is if anyone has any questions or comments about how this is changing or suggestions, do put them on this issue. We'll try to get the issue unstuck in GitHub as soon as we can. And so we'll just take a bit to kind of review these changes and make sure they're good. Any questions or comments now about what we've been over?
All right, going once, going twice, sold for no questions. New items. That's none of these aren't permanent things, folks. If you decide you have something that I passed by, like it's not really an auction. You can do whatever.
Yeah, you can also always ask on Slack or in GitHub.
Yeah.
We're around.
New items. So from the ContribEx meeting, contributor site needs SEO. Ugh. I mean, awesome opportunity to get into SEO. So I guess maybe Caslin, does that fall into our purview?
So this was kind of a thing that was brought up. It wasn't very deeply discussed. I put this in here, by the way.
Oh, excellent.
And actually, Chris Short was also on that meeting and had suggested that maybe this could fall under the marketing team's purview. I mean,
oh, okay.
It kind of makes sense. But it requires someone who has some familiarity with SEO. They were saying it could be a really good first contributor issue, but you have to kind of know a little bit about Hugo, which is what we use to run the site, and a little bit about SEO. You can learn, of course, as you go through, but a little bit of knowledge of those things would help. So it kind of makes sense because we're the marketing team for us to pick this up, but we have to decide if anyone has bandwidth to help out with it or would be interested in learning and what experience people have and what resources we need to help people out there. Because I will tell you,
can
I
help
am
with
a
it.
beginner.
I'm not expert in SEO, but I know about Hugo and all those things. But so I can try to help, but yeah, about the SEO stuffs, like I'm also like quite new.
Yeah, it's a better start than I have.
If you have questions, if you do just said take it and you have questions, I'm not deep into it, but I've been on a ton of calls where we've talked about SEO for the Linkerd site, so I can at least see what it is we're doing, and ensure that you've got you're at least as up to date as that project is with SEO for their site. So happy to help there, but I can't take lead on anything. I'm like super behind on stuff already.
Yeah, sure. I'll
If you have any links
go
to
through that
issues
issue
on the Linkerd
and,
stuff.
Yeah, that would also help. Like,
yeah.
Good.
Yep, I can send over a ton of links to exactly what we do. It seems pretty straightforward. Like now I've got like a format every time I create a Word doc for like a blog or whatever that's got like a header chunk at the top for how do we add in our SEO bits.
Very nice. That sounds like it could be useful. So I think Debabrata, go ahead and put in this issue that you're interested in helping out with this from the marketing team. You have some experience with Hugo and are going to need to learn a bit about SEO, and some other people in there might have resources to share with you as well, if you're interested in helping.
Yeah, cool. I'll put it out there.
Cool. Do you mind pinging me on Slack just so I can send you stuff in it?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Also, if you haven't applied for community membership on GitHub, we should work on that.
Done for me. I've already, thanks to Paris.
Okay. I think we might have talked about that before.
Yeah.
It came up in my head earlier today that I should check with people on that. So cool.
All right. So Pritish, sorry, I'm gonna say your name incorrectly, and I'm really sorry. What's the right way to say your name?
Yeah, it's correct. Pritish.
Pritish. All right. You had one that you want to talk about since Ray's here?
Yeah, actually, I attended today's weekly release team meeting for APAC and some other region. So there I asked about this issue where basically the release cycle docs, the duration has been increased from 3 months to 4 months. So we have to update the docs. The docs are still outdated. So yeah, they said that you can directly ask to the SIG release team. Yeah, I'm not finding anyone. Like, whom should I contact directly?
Oh, it's fine. I actually assigned myself this issue.
Oh,
so I could so I could just have it on my radar. And not that I have the bandwidth currently, but I would like to get these docs updated, so and the images as well. So I know we should definitely update these docs and images. There's just, I just want to make sure, since there's 3 releases a year, the 3rd release of the year, the weeks are a little bit different as well because of holidays and KubeCon. So want to add some content around that. So just to
if you could just tell, there are two to three folks who are interested in taking up this issue and working on it. So if you could just give us some context, we can get it done.
Sounds good.
Teamwork.
Okay, I've got one actually. So I'm probably at the exact right place to ask this. I'd like to see, does the Kubernetes Twitter tweet about Kubernetes Community Days events?
So like actual Kubernetes Twitter or
Yeah.
Kate's contributors? Because
Oh,
those are different.
Shoot. Actually, see, there we go. I'm already starting off wrong. The actual Kubernetes Twitter.
Yeah, so they're not me, but some of the folks who are connected in with this group have connections to that Twitter, which is more particular about what it tweets about. But it would make sense for it to tweet about the community events, but we don't own it like as our group. So I could reach out. I think Bob knows some things about that, so I could ask him who we should ask if we want to make sure that happens. Have you seen one that it's missed at least?
Well, so the Kubernetes Community Days DC event is next week, and I've got to, or I'd like to see if they'll tweet about it. So maybe
we need a refresher on how we can connect with that Twitter if we have suggestions for it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I don't remember.
So, but I
remember it's a little complicated.
I could ask Bobby in Slack, probably be a good place to start.
Yeah. And
okay.
You might have someone else to point you to.
Yeah, that's fine. Cool. Any other new items? All right. Going once, going twice. Improvements. Updates to work in progress. What is this? Let's go check this out. 39. All right, let's go. Oh, is this the GitHub projects board? Cool. Let me share screens again. Screen 2. Share. There we go. Everyone seeing the GitHub project board for Kubernetes? No laser pointer here, but we'll make do. So this is the upstream marketing team task board. The only thing I see right here is blog post format of meet our contributors. Oh, I guess that's exactly what we were already talking about earlier, right? Debrada, didn't you talk about this?
Yeah. This is the same thing I was talking about.
Okay, same thing we already had. Okay, cool. So that's not particularly new. All right, with that, if we don't have any other improvements, I'm going to end the recording and we're going to hop back to like working time. Sound good? All right, stopping the recording.